And hello there again, everybody, and welcome to the final regular season game here of the HTFL. I just wanted to take this moment. By the way, I'm recording this just before 9 o'clock on the morning of December 17th, a Thursday, and you're going to see it in about 36 hours on Friday night, 7:30, the 18th. Just wanted to thank everybody for dropping by. We have 15 more games to do after this, then that will be the single elimination playoff. And after that, I'm going to have a lot of free time and I don't know what to do with it. Um, so thank you all for dropping by. I've been doing this project since May, since late April, early May. The thought came to me in late April to do this, where we take all the cities and we give them all a team because the franchises have moved around, of course, as you know, in NFL history, going back to when this Dave Koch Sports Action PC Football 2020 Historical Collection came out. The franchises have moved around. So instead of doing, the best of one franchise against the best of another, I wanted to do the best of one city against the best of another city. Like take the teams from New York and put them against the teams of Los Angeles and against the teams of San Francisco against, and do something like that. I thought that'd be a very unique idea. Lord willing, and if the creek doesn't rise, I'm going to do a season 2 in the fall of 2021. And I'm going to try to get this game in the morning because it's going to get cold again here in Florida tomorrow night. Now, you think a low of 44 is not that cold, but, like I said, humidity. Humidity is a real bitch around here. And they tell everybody when it gets this cold, bring in your plants, bring in your pets. So that's what I'm doing with my cat Harry, bringing him in and making sure he's taken care of for the night. And he and I will probably be watching the Chargers and Raiders game on Fox tonight at 8 o'clock out of Las Vegas. Las Vegas deserved better, you ask me, this year. Brand new city. They probably would have gotten a lot of people to that brand new dome stadium. But COVID took care of all of that. I hope everything will be back to normal by the time the 2021 season starts, the 2021-22 season, the season when they play Super Bowl 56. Of course, we're heading to Super Bowl 55 this year. So stand by, please, and I will get this going. And we're going to do our final regular season game. We'll do a preview show at 6:30 as always. It'll be the last one, the last recap show I do. And then we will start playing the playoffs and determining who the winner is. So stand by. 3 seconds. Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims proudly presents our last regular season game, game number 256. It is between Cleveland and Seattle, and there is a lot at stake. Seattle has to win by more than 2 points, 2 points or more, to make the playoffs. Cleveland has to win to get the number 3 seed in the Northern Conference playoffs. And we'll be doing the Northern semifinals first next week. We just don't know what the pairings are just yet. So there you see it. You see the big board here. Seattle at plus 36 in net points. Denver's 9-7 and not going to make the playoffs. San Diego is at plus 37. But if Seattle wins by 1 point, San Diego wins on the next tiebreaker, which is points scored, and they have 444, and Seattle's not going to score 130 points today, so that's probably out of reach for them. So here we go, the final regular season game. Cleveland and Seattle. Seattle favored by, oddly enough, 2 points. And they're playing in the Dome. They're playing at Quest Field. 72 degrees. I guess that's not an indoor stadium, so I'm going to make a random adjustment, and I'm going to say that I'm going to pick a number between 1 and 20, and that's what I'm going to lower the temperature by. And the first number I see is 56, so we're going to change it to 51 degrees, calm, and no wind. That is not an indoor stadium that Seattle plays in. They have no roof. And for it to be 72 in Seattle, I think is odd, so I'm going to make an overrule. I'll be playing as Seattle. The computer controls Cleveland. Jim Brown needs about 59 yards for the rushing championship. Cleveland wins the toss and will receive. So a big game, our last regular season game. We have played or automated all the other 255 games. Plum in at quarterback again for Cleveland. Russell Wilson in for Seattle. Plum filled in for Otto Graham, who got hurt in the Baltimore game last week. Seattle kicking off to Cleveland. Seattle in the blue, Cleveland in the white and orange. And we'll get this started. It's Eric Metcalf that's back deep. And this will be returned to the 42. A nice return for Eric of 39 yards. So Cleveland gets set up. Their offense is going to be Brown, the man of the moment. He needs about 59 yards to win the rushing title, and Marion Motley back from injury. He's the fullback of sorts. Mitchell and Warfield are your wideouts. Kellen Winslow Jr. at tight end. Plum the quarterback. Thomas, Hickerson, Mack, Willis, and Shafraff are your offensive line. We'll set Seattle's defense for you after this first play. It's Plum to Brown, and the transfer gains 5 yards. Robinson on the tackle for Seattle. Their front four, Green, Sinclair, Kennedy, and Nash. Brown, Wagner, Wright, your linebackers, Sherman and Brown, Easley, and Robinson are your defensive backs. And see what they do here on 2nd and 5. Cleveland, Brown has already picked up 8 yards on 2 carries. And Jim Benton will enter the game as a third wide out. I'm sorry, folks, I lost my breath for a moment, which sometimes happens. It's 3rd and 2. You're too busy talking, you're not too busy breathing. That's Brown again for a first down if it holds.
Holding offense.
It will not hold.
10-yard penalty.
Winslow gets called for a holding, and it'll be 3rd and 12 now from the 40. Plum back to throw. He finds Mitchell. We got 2 guys wearing 49 who play receiver, so we got to check whenever I see a 49 catching it. Easily makes the tackle for Seattle, and Bobby Mitchell was double covered and they beat it. 1st and 10 for Cleveland at the Seattle 47. Remember, Seattle has to win, and they cannot win by a point. They have to win by at least 2 to make the playoffs. Brown another 5 yards. He's at 13. We'll keep you posted as to when he eclipses the 60 mark. That's to Kellen Winslow Jr., who gains 14, and Dave Brown, who was the interception leader, or was high up in the interception leadership race, makes the tackle, a gain of 14. 1st and 10 at the 28. I forgot to show you how Cleveland has been doing. Let's do that. Of course, they lost last week 38-17 to Baltimore, and they are in the playoffs regardless. If they lose, they are a 4 seed. If they win, they are a 3. 1st and 10 at the 28. Motley, number 76 on your roster, gains 6 yards. 2nd and 4 to 22. Motley played on those AAFC Cleveland Browns. That's a touchdown. That is Plum to Mitchell, and Mitchell has his 10th touchdown grab of the year. Your extra point try, good by Barr, and it is 7-0 with 10:28 left to go in the opening quarter. As I check my water supply and find it wanting, so I'll just have water at halftime. Lockett, Wilson, Robinson back deep for Seattle. And that's Lockett.
Receiving team.
And his return nullified by an illegal block by Brown. 1st and 10 for Seattle at their own 7 will set their offense. Alexander and Williams, the running backs. Largent and Blades, the wide receivers. Carlson is the tight end. Wilson, the quarterback, he's out of Wisconsin. Okung, Hutchinson, Unger, Kendall, and Heck are your offensive linemen. And on 1st and 10, let's get Alexander started on a dive. Simple elementary play here, and Alexander stuffed at the line, gaining a yard. Gregory on the tackle for Cleveland. And speaking of he, Burnett and Gregory are your defensive ends for Cleveland. Shirk and Remkus, your defensive tackles. Banks, Johnson, Matthews, your linebackers. Dixon and Menafield, great quarterback tandem for Cleveland in the 80s. They are your corners. Darden and James are your safeties. And we'll go off tackle left, Alexander. Gain of 6. James on the stop. It'll be 3rd and 3. And as far as how Seattle has been faring, look at that. They started 1-5, and now they're a win away from the playoffs. They went, since going 1-5, have gone 7-2. Lost in Week 15 to Dallas humiliatingly, 26-7, but they came back and nipped Kansas City 27-24 in a game that gets them so close now to playoff contention. It's 3rd and 3, and we're going to do read option left and go with Alexander. Do a little RPO here, which Seattle was famous for in the 2010s. Gain of 2 only for Alexander. That brings up 4th down. John Ryan comes in to punt. So Cleveland with a chance to consolidate their lead. Returned by Eric Metcalf, 9 yards to the 44. The punt going 49. And that makes a net of 40. You've just tuned up to this point in the video presentation. We have 8 minutes left. Opening quarter, 7-0 Browns on a Bobby Mitchell touchdown reception from Milt Plum. And if you're wondering about Milt Plum, let's show him his stats. He's out of Penn State. And he had, at one point in the evolution of the NFL, a lot of the completion accuracy records for Cleveland after Otto Graham retired. 1st and 10 at the 44. But in the HTFL, Graham and Plum are on the same team because this is an all-time all-star representation here. 25 yards, Plum to Winslow, and a 1st down at the Seattle 31. Cleveland, by the way, is a combination of the old Cleveland Browns before they moved to Baltimore, the expansion Cleveland Browns from 1999 onward, and Cleveland Rams would be eligible to make the team if any of them did. 1st and 10 at the 31, because the Rams played in Cleveland before moving to Los Angeles, before moving to St. Louis, and moving to Los Angeles again. Brown this time a loss of a yard, so he's now down to 12 yards. I'm sure he would much rather see Cleveland make the playoffs than get the rushing title. That's a nice grab by Paul Warfield. Number 42, a gain of 21 yards. 1st and 10 now at the 11. So Cleveland trying to play spoiler here in Seattle. That's a gain of 7. Sinclair on the tackle. 2nd and 3 at the 4. Touchdown, Warfield. So Cleveland has started hot out of the box. 13-0. Extra point good by Barr. And it's 14-0. 4:54 now left in the opening quarter. So Seattle with work to do. Lockett, Wilson, Robinson. Again back deep. We'll down it. And we're going to look and see where James is lined up, Tommy James. And we're going to try get the tight end over there, Carlson, for a short hitch. Shell's going to need to throw the ball, but that's not a good start. Banks blitzed, and it's a loss of just a yard. Hutchinson has been injured. His return probable. So the line now, Okung, Millard, Unger, Kendall, and Heck. So Seattle, to make matters worse, has lost their best offensive lineman, the left guard, Hutchinson. Alexander on a sweep, 2nd and 11. This is going to be a gain of 5. Dixon making the stop. Now it's passing time, 3rd and 6. Brian Blades, the brother of Benny, the intended receiver. Cleveland blitzing. That's incomplete. So Seattle again has to punt, and John Ryan back to do it. No wind on this 51-degree day. And that is Metcalf. Return of 9 yards. The punt going 43. The return 34. 1st and 10. Cleveland, 3:56 left in the opening quarter. 14-0 lead. And this is Mitchell on an end around, no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 42. Plum, long to Winslow, he's got it. Gain of 25. And Plum has started red hot. He is 7 for 7, 124 yards. Winslow already with 3 grabs and 64 yards. 1st and 10 at the 33. Motley. A big hole for Marion Motley. And he goes to the house. A touchdown. 33 yards out. His longest run of the season. And what a spot for Cleveland to get that. Your point after try. Good. By Barr, it is 21-0 in favor of the Browns. Seattle now in a lot of trouble. Lockett. If this score holds, San Diego makes the playoffs. They won last night in a game you saw on most of these HTFL stations. Fiss making the tackle on Lockett. 1st and 10 at the 28. We're going to go to Largent on a short slant. Seattle's going to have to throw. A sack by Gregory. Jack Gregory with 2 sacks already today. And we're only in the first quarter. So a big day already for Cleveland. But as we saw earlier this week, even a 21-0 lead in the HTFL is not safe. Pitch Alexander on 2nd and 12. Seattle wanted to get the running game going, but that plan has now got to be out the window. We'll go to Blades on 3rd and 9. And Blades, off he goes. He beat a dime coverage by Cleveland, and he gains 55. And that might change things around. And we'll end the first quarter here. It's 21-0. Browns leading 182 yards on 15 plays. For Cleveland, Seattle has 7 plays and now 69 yards, most of them coming on that last play of the quarter to Benny Blades. Not Benny Blades, but Brian Blades. See, even I mixed that up. We'll go Steve Largent on a medium cross. Try to get the touchdown right here. Instead, it's a dump off to Alexander, who's got the first down. Gain 10 to the 6. Inside run. Alexander. Can he push in for a touchdown? Yes, he can. And just like that, Seattle on the board. At 21-6. Your point after is good. 21-7 with 14:01 left to go in the half. Metcalf, Mitchell, Motley, the 3 M's, back deep. For Cleveland, this looks returnable. It's going to be taken by Metcalf all the way out to the 38. Another nice return for him. 36 yards, that effort. 1st and 10 at the 38, and here's Plum again, giving it to Brown. Brown gaining 7 more. He's at 26 yards. Remember, he needs 59 we think, for the rushing championship. And he is now behind center. He's going to take a snap. And I am going to go 3-4, and I'm going to go run. Brown keeps it, gains a yard, and that's it. Dave Brown making the tackle for Seattle. It is 3rd and 2 at the 46 now. Plum throwing to Mitchell. A gain of 10 easily makes the tackle for Seattle. Seahawks looking for a break here and a stop. 1st and 10 at the 44 now in Seahawk territory. That's to Motley. Marion Motley picks up 15 through the air to go his 39 yards rushing. 33 of those came in the form of a rushing touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 29. Seattle in a bit of a spot now. Brown picking up another 8 yards. He's at 35. We'll keep you posted on when he gets to that mark where he is the rushing champion. 2nd and 2 at the 21. Motley gaining 5. Sherman on the stop. It's 1st and 10 now at the 16. And see, Cleveland enters the red zone. They go to Motley again, and Motley just tearing up the Seattle front seven. A gain of 4 yards. He is now at 4 catches and 4 carries and 48 yards. He's the leading rusher right now. 2nd and 6. Brown picking up 4. A 3rd and a deuce for Cleveland. Can they punch it in? Not this time. Plum to Warfield, incomplete. Plum, that was his first incompletion. He's 9 out of 10 for 149 yards. They'll kick the field goal. Bar from 25 is good. So it's a 3-score game again at 24-7. 8:03 now left in the opening half. It is Lockett. Touchback. We're going to go John L. Williams on a screen. With the blitz coming, this should be a good call. And, Wilson had to roll to his right.
Interference, defense.
And Williams was interfered with.
5-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
They give it to Tommy James. And it'll now be a 1st and 10 up at the 25. We're going to go slant to Brian Blades. And he might be open. He is open. And that's another big gain for him. 23 yards. Minifield with the tackle at the 48. Williams, short pass. They have him isolated against Tommy James, who is the weakest defender, at an 8 in the defensive backfield. Williams, John L. Williams out of Florida, gaining 9. 2nd and a yard, the ball at the 43. And if I'm Seattle, and I am, so to speak, I'm going to go play action, long pass, and Largent and take a shot at it here. Cleveland playing short and tight. That's not complete, but
Roughing the passer, defense. Number 90, 15-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
Cleveland being a little too aggressive. Burnett gets called for roughing the passer. 1st and 10 at the 28. We're still looking to throw. We're going to go medium out to Largent. Steve Largent, who at one point had the career record for most receptions, which has since been eclipsed. Gain of 6 yards as Wilson scrambles. That's going to set up a 2nd and 4. Wilson, very good runner out of the backfield, so that's an added weapon Seattle has. Screen to Williams, 2nd and 4. Ball to 22. That's complete to Williams. He gains 5 yards. Wilson has started, by the way, 5 out of 6 for 102 yards. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 17. So Seattle's going to spread the field. They're going to look to Darrell Jackson on the medium fly route. There's the throw. It's dumped out to Alexander, who gains 11 and another 1st down for Seattle. So they'll go back to a base formation, and they will go off tackle right Alexander. And Alexander, who got the first touchdown earlier in the game, does not get one here. Gregory controlled him at the line. A 2nd and goal at the 6. We're going to go John L. Williams this time, trap right. And John L. to the 1, a pickup of 5. And we're going to try to sneak it over with Russell Wilson on 3rd down. He's got it. Touchdown. And Seattle cuts it to 11. 24-13. Your point after try. Good by Josh Brown. 24-14. 2:23 now left in the half. Here's Metcalf back again deep, and he's been doing well, returning these kickoffs. And this is another good one for him. 41 yards to the 44. So Metcalf keeps getting Cleveland in good field position. 1st and 10 at the 44. To Jim Brown. Don't forget James Brown, as John Mellencamp reminds everybody in that song, Rockin' in the USA. That's a gain of 8 for Jim. He's at 47 yards. That should get us to the 2-minute warning. It does not because Cleveland calls timeout. 2nd and 2. Motley, he got the first down. And now we are at the 2-minute warning. It is 24-14 Cleveland. Cleveland has 2 timeouts left. Seattle with 3. 1st and 10 now at the Seattle 46. Brown catches this and gains 16 yards. His first catch of the day. A 1st and 10 at the 30. To Kellen Winslow, just short of a first down. 2nd and inches at the 20 now. And Warfield has another touchdown. He had one earlier from 4 yards out. Now he has one from 20. Cleveland piling up the points as this extra point goes through for Barr. 31-14 in favor of Cleveland, and Seattle gets it back. Lockett is back deep. Oh, he was I should have taken a touchback there. Actually, he got it to the 20. He was 5 yards deep. Usually, I don't like to take kickoffs 5 yards deep unless I got a good kick returner. But sometimes you gotta throw caution to the wind. Okay, Seattle 3 timeouts, 1:17 to go. Blitz coming. Wilson will try to get this to Largent. Incomplete. A 2nd and 10. Carlson, a medium slant. Wilson will run. He gains 8 yards. Setting up a 3rd and 2. And I'm going to call a timeout here. We'll think about this. We're going to go double tight end. We're going to act like we're going to run, but we are going to throw. Largent. Play action medium pass. Incomplete. And Seattle has to punt again. And here is Ryan with 56 seconds left in the half. This is Metcalf gaining 11. The punt went 46. The return going, the net being 35. So it was 46-yard punt, 11-yard return, a 35-yard net. 51 seconds to go. This is Jim Brown. A fumble! But Cleveland recovered it. It was Marion Motley recovering Brown's fumble. And Cleveland calls a timeout. They have one left. 1st and 10 at the 48. To throw.
Pass interference.
Plum.
Defense. Number 32. 5-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
So there you go. Pass interference. Moving the ball to the Seattle 47. Still 40 seconds left and plenty of time for Cleveland to get another score. Winslow to the sideline. With Kellen Winslow Jr. gaining 12. 1st and 10 at the 35. Screen. This is Brown gaining 4. Plum has started 14 out of 15, 211 yards. Seattle has burned the last time out. Here's that screen pass again, which I didn't mean to show you, but as sometimes happens when you play action PC football, there are laws of unintended consequences. 2nd and 6 to 31. This is Barr from 48. He pushed it left. No good. 9 seconds left. I'm going to try and go 3 wide, and I'm going to try a quick throw, and I'm going to go to Jackson. That's caught. Okay, but he should have gotten down. I think we ran out of time. No, 1 second left, and I call timeout. Ball is at the Seattle 49. Can I throw a Hail Mary here? Okay, well I can, but let's get in 5 wide mode. And we're going to go to Baldwin on a Hail Mary attempt. And Seattle hoping for something good. That's incomplete. We have reached halftime. 31-14 in favor of the Browns. I will take a break, and I should be back within about 30 seconds. So just stand by, everybody. In fact, let's just do a little advertising while I am on break. That's right, we're doing a recap show, our final recap show of the season, capping the regular season, previewing the playoffs, showing you the playoff pairings, which will be finalized after this game. That'll be Monday, the 21st of December, 6:30. And if you're seeing this way beyond December 21st, well, it's already up. 31-14. Cleveland leading with 319 yards of total offense on 32 plays. Seattle 164, not too bad, but they have only run 22 plays. Lockett again back deep for the Birds, and we'll return this one. Lockett past the 20. He's in the Cleveland territory all the way to the 40 of Cleveland, a 62-yard return. Nicely done for Robinson. We've been praising Eric Metcalf and his kick returns, and that one did better than any of Metcalf's returns. Well, we're going to have to open things up, I bet. Coaching Seattle, we're going to screen it to Alexander in a 3-wide set, 1st and 10. Pass is caught, but this is probably in the proximity of holding. Gain of 18 if it sticks.
Encroachment.
Nope.
Defense. Number 81, 5-yard penalty.
Gregory encroached. Play will stand. 1st and 10 at the 22. Thinking we should try to get a quick score here. Jackson on a medium pass. He's got it. He's got 6 points. Jackson. Seattle very quickly on the board. And it was 21-0 Cleveland at one point. Now, with the Josh Brown point after, it is 31-21. So a nice little comeback here of sorts for Seattle. 36 seconds into quarter number 3. I will kick deep to Metcalf. Was thinking about doing a surprise onside, but not yet. 1st and 10 at the 20. This is Plum. He's sacked by Sinclair, and you get a sense momentum might be turning. A loss of 11. 2nd and 21 at the 9. Plum over the middle. That is Winslow gaining 10 of those 21 yards back. That's a season high for Plum, 221 in terms of yardage. 15 out of 16 to start this game. 3rd and 11 at the 19. That's caught by Winslow. Another first down, and Milt Plum unstoppable, throwing the ball almost. 16 out of 17. Winslow goes over 100 yards today, receiving. Kellen Winslow Jr. Kellen Winslow Sr. plays with San Diego. Son could help father make the playoffs. That's a reverse to Paul Warfield, his longest rushing gain of the year, 13 yards. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland zone, 45. They're on the minus side of the field. Brown into the secondary, picks up 13, and that, my friends, gets him the rushing title. Jim Brown will lead all rushers in Season 1 of the HTFL with that 13-yard gallop, unless he falls under 59, which at 71 I don't think he would. 1st and 10 at the 42. Brown again, gaining 4 yards. He is now at 1880 on the season. I don't think he could get to 200. He would need to get to 195 on the day. 2nd and 6 at the 38, and he's not at that pace. Incomplete.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty.
Shafraf holding. 2nd and 16 at the 48. Now, some of these names I don't know how to pronounce because they played before my time. So if somebody who's a son or a daughter of one of these great NFL players sees this and says, "You're saying his name wrong," well, I'm sorry. I don't know all of the names, and you have my heartfelt apologies if I have been getting it wrong all this time. 2nd and 16 at the 48. I don't mean to get it wrong. It's just this Action PC Football 2020 historical collection spans 70 years, and you're not going to get all the names right over that long a span, even though you would like to. 3rd and 16 at the 48. Brown is going to run it on 3rd and a cab ride to Tacoma. That's a gain of 10. Dave Brown making the tackle on Jim Brown. 4th and 6. I'll watch for the fake punt, but the news here is Seattle will get the ball back without Cleveland scoring. That went out of bounds at the 6. Collins is punt. Gary Collins, the punter, who also plays wide receiver. He's the fourth wide out usually for Cleveland. That is a 32-yard punt, but more importantly, Cleveland has pinned Seattle at the 6. And here, you're going to use Russell Wilson, sweeping it left. And Wilson gains yardage. Good call there. Of course, I made it. Gain of 11. And it's 1st and 10 at the 17. We're going to go medium slant, and we're going to look to Steve Largent. That's incomplete. Of course, Largent went on and became, after his playing days ended, a congressman from Oklahoma for a few years. Largent again on the short out, 2nd and 10. Wilson's going to run again. Close to the first down, he got it. Gain of 10. Chip Banks on the tackle for Cleveland. 7:42 now left as I hear my lawnmowers moving around. Well, 1st and 10 at the 27. We're going to go blades, and we're going to go to a short out. And Wilson again, and he's got a big hole. Gain of 19. And that's a first down for Seattle. Seattle piling up yardage nicely now. Play action bomb to Largent. And Wilson steps up but was sacked. Loss of a yard. Unger hurt but stays in the game. He is the center. 2nd and 11 at the Seattle 45. This is going to be screen to Alexander. And it's now 3rd and 11. You can definitely hear my lawnmowers now, right? Medium fly to blades on 3rd and 11. Incomplete, but that's probably pass interference. Yes, it is.
Defense. Number 29, automatic. 1st down.
Dixon called for pass interference. 1st and 10 at the Cleveland 42. And we're going to go trap right. John L. Williams. A blitz coming, so we're going to change it to a draw. See if he can beat the blitz, and he beats it for 3 yards. 2nd and 7, and we're going to go RPO here. And read option right to Alexander on 2nd and 7 at the 39. He loses a big chunk of yards, 4 yards. Now 3rd and 11 at the 43. We're going to go to Carlson, medium out. A sack, and a big one. Banks to Wilson for a 12-yard loss. 3:48 now left in the quarter. And Ryan will have to punt because it's 4th and 23. And the punt's going to go, I thought it would go into the end zone. It did not. Metcalf caught it at the 3 and returned it 13 to the 16. 3:09 left in 3:08 actually left in the 3rd quarter. A 31-21 Cleveland lead. If they hold on, they're the 3 seed, and San Diego would make the playoffs. Incomplete. Looking for Kellen Winslow Jr., who's already over 100 yards for the day, trying to get his father into the playoffs, who plays in San Diego. A 2nd and 10 at the 16. Brown, a gain of 4, but that's going to be negated.
Number 82.
Winslow, a holding penalty. 2nd and 18 at the 8. That's incomplete. Benton, well covered by 24, who is Sean Springs, the son of Ron Springs, who used to play for the Dallas Cowboys, and I believe at one point the Tampa Bay Bucks. 3rd and 18 at the 8. Plum. This time it's caught, but it's short of the first down. That was to Benton. A gain of 15. They needed 18, and Seattle will get it back. Plum is now 17 of 21, 249 yards. Not watching for the fake punt here. Fair caught by Lockett. Seattle takes over at their own 35. We have a $1:58 now left. In the third, Seattle needs, well, to make the playoffs, they need 12 points, but they need 10 to tie. Fly to Jackson on first down. Incomplete.
Holding. Offense. Number 66. 10-yard penalty.
Kendall called for holding, but Seattle, if you look at the replay here, thought that 20 for Cleveland. Don Paul held 82 Darrell Jackson, and they rule not that was not the case. Pete Carroll saying, how could you see holding on one end of the field and not on the other? Jackson again on the short out, first and 20. He's got it, and he'll get half the yards back, almost 8 yards. Second and 12. Hitch to Carlson on second down. Incomplete.
Illegal motion. Offense. Number 80. 5-yard penalty.
And the Seattle offense misfiring. We're going to screen it. And we are going to look to Alexander on the screen on second and 17. See if he can get some of that yardage back. He gains 8. Chip Banks on the tackle for Cleveland. And this is going to be Blades on the medium cross on third and 9. Completed. That's a first down. And now, with that catch, Blades has a season high, 92 yards. And Wilson is 12 of 18, 194. We have ended 3 quarters. It is 31-21 Cleveland. Cleveland with 386 yards, 42 plays. Seattle 34 plays and only 260. Usually that's good enough to win, to have a lead in a game, but not today as Cleveland. Their offense, again, exemplary. Short pass to Jackson, first and 10. That's a way to start the fourth quarter. Just mangle your words. 5-yard gain. A second and 5 at the 45. And we're going to go Carlson. We're going to go short slant on second and 5. Cleveland needing Seattle needing a couple of scores. Third and 5. This is going to be a screen to Alexander. And with the blitz coming, this ought to be a good play call. Not always. Marker down. Let's check that.
Offsides. Defense.
First down.
Number 81. 5-yard penalty.
Gregory. And we're going to go play action long. And we are going to look to Steve Largent. Hoping he can make a big catch here. He does. And Largent has a touchdown. And we have a game. Your point after try. Remember, Seattle has to win by 2 to make the playoffs. Brown puts it through. It is 31-28. So they need to win, and the win has to be 2 points or greater. If they win by a point, it would not be enough, and San Diego would go to the playoffs as the 4 seed in the West. And they would get San Francisco in the first round, and those games, the Western semifinals, we will be doing New Year's week, and that would be a 1 against 4 seed. That would probably be the game New Year's Eve that we do. And we get, like we will do with Christmas Eve, we'll get the game up around 1 o'clock. So, and if you want to catch the game early, you can. Metcalf back deep for Cleveland. 31-28, your new score. And Metcalf, another nice return. 32 yards. But this gets called back. Dante Lavelli called for the holding. First and 10 at the 7. He was a favorite target of Otto Graham back in the 50s. Brown, with that pitch, a gain of 6. He caught the pitch in the end zone, which is always dangerous. Second and 4. Brown closing in on a 100-yard game. Second and 4. Motley, and he's had a good game. He rumbles and bumbles for 10 yards.
Number 42.
But a holding. Second and 11 at the 6. Plum to Winslow, his 8th catch of the day, 130 yards. Dave Brown making the tackle. First and 10 at the 27. anybody's game right now after the Cleveland Browns started 21-0 up. Jim Brown has now gone over 100 yards. Dave Brown making the tackle. He's at 103 on the day. Brown again. And another big gain. Gain of 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Seattle needs a stop, or they need to hold Cleveland to a field goal. One of those two things. Gain of a yard. Sinclair hurt, defensive end, but he stays in the game. An undisclosed injury. 3rd and 3 at the 46. This is Mitchell gaining 9 on the catch from Plum. 1st and 10, the ball to Seattle 45. Motley, he's going to be trapped for a huge loss of 4. Dave Brown making the tackle for Cleveland. Sorry, Dave Brown made a tackle for Seattle. 2nd and 14 at the 49. This is Brown. Jim Brown picking up 7. Leroy Kelly will come into the game as a speed receiver. Gain of 7. A 3rd down back. 3rd and 7 at the 42. Kelly did not gain anything there. And with 7:23 left, Cleveland's going to get it back. It's 4th and 7 at the Seattle 42. I'll watch for a fake punt. And this goes out of bounds at the 2. Nice punt by Gary Collins. So a 1st and 10 for Seattle. They trail by 3. And I have a little plan of trickeration of my own. Cleveland will be expecting me to run the ball, but I'm going to do what Notre Dame did in the famous 1972 Sugar Bowl. Everybody thought, well, they're going to run, they're going to run, they're going to run. No, I'm going to go play action long past the Blades. And did he get out of the end zone? No, he did not. A safety. Clay Matthews does the safety dance. Men Without Hats, 1983. And that's 2 more for Cleveland. It's 33-28. And free kick time. And that was a huge punt. Ryan punted it 64 yards, but with the free kick rules where you could punt on a dead run, you could probably get a little more oomph into the punt. The return went 22 for Metcalf, so the net was 42 on the free kick. 1st and 10 at the 38. Plum. Mitchell, a 1st down. Gain of 18. The margin of error, none right now for Seattle. Gain of 18. Motley, gaining 4 yards. So I think that's the first time we've had a safety in any of the games I have televised in quite a while. 2nd and 6 at the 40. Brown, stuffed at the line. No gain. 4:51 left. 3rd and 6 at the 40. Plum. It's Brown on a draw, and he'll have the 1st down. Pickup of 8. Easily hurt. Out for the game. So incoming at safety is going to be... Well, the safeties are Earl Thomas and Eugene Robinson. 1st and 10, Seattle 32. Motley picking up 4 yards. 2nd and 6 at the 28. Brown. Another 1st down. A pickup of 13. Dave Brown, his 10th tackle of the day. And Jim Brown is at 138 yards on 22 carries. Seattle defense getting tired. Incomplete. And that was intended for 82, which is Winslow. 2nd and 10 at the 15. Touchdown, Warfield. And that might be the dagger for Seattle's playoff hopes. Plum, his 4th touchdown of the day. He's at 312 on the game. 312 passing yards. It's 39-28. Point after blocked by Brown. And that is not insignificant because that puts Seattle down 11. A touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal, and you got overtime. But Seattle will have a lot of work to do here. Lockett, back deep. Taken at the goal line. They get a good return here. That would be good. 37 to the 37. 2-minute warning. Last 2 minutes of the regular season. They're getting the champagne ready in San Diego. Medium cross to Jackson. Each team with 3 timeouts left still. That's thrown to Alexander on a dump off, a gain of 6, and Seattle will have to use timeout number 1. 2nd and 4, a medium fly to Largent. Incomplete.
Holding offense number 76, 10-yard penalty.
Okung called for the holding. And Seattle fans go, oh no. Medium fly, Blades, 2nd and 14. That's incomplete.
Personal foul, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Rimkus gets into a fight with some of the Seattle players, probably talking about the Chaz zones in Seattle these days. Medium out, Steve Largent, 1st and 10 at the 48. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10, same spot, the 48-yard line. We're going to go wide receiver screen, and we are going to look to Largent for it. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. Ball at the 48. We will go 4 wide and look to Joey Galloway on a medium slant. We still got 2 timeouts, so we could use the middle of the field. There he goes. Gain of 15 for Galloway out of Ohio State. And a timeout called. Joey Galloway also once played for the Buccaneers. I think he also played for the Dallas Cowboys, too, if I'm not mistaken. 1st and 10 to 37. We got to go to the end zone here with something. This is going to be, well, we can't do play action with 4 running backs. We're just going to go long to Largent and hope he could come up large. A dump off to John L. Williams, weaving his way. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's down at the 1. So John L., his longest rush of the pass catch of the season. I got to use my last timeout. 58 seconds left. And we're going to hope something good happens here. John L. Williams, off tackle right. We got to hope he gets in. He gets in. Touchdown. So not over yet for Seattle. They will have to go for 2 here and hope they get it. Alexander is Kurt Warner, not the Kurt Warner who plays for St. Louis on the Maroons in the HTFL, but Kurt Warner with a C is into the game. They're going to go full house, and they're going to try to get the 2 points on the run. Here, can Wilson do it? No. Best odds are with John Alexander. He gets in. It's a 3-point game. He gets in. (39-36) with 52 seconds left. Well, I think everybody in the stadium knows what Seattle's going to try here. It's going to be the onside kick, but they need a recovery. And that is not to be. Gary Collins wraps it up. They're jumping up and down in San Diego. 1st and 10 at the 47. Brown runs the ball for some reason. Unbeknown to me, a gain of 4. 36 seconds left. I have no way of stopping the clock. That is the game. Cleveland 39, Seattle 36. Cleveland will be the 3 seed in the Northern Conference playoffs that begin next week. Seattle goes 8-8 and does not make the playoffs. San Diego will make the playoffs instead. A back and forth game. Cleveland with that 21-0 lead that was never recovered. The real dagger was the safety that Clay Matthews got to make it 33-28. Then they got a touchdown, 39-28. They missed the extra point. That gave Seattle a bit of an open door. Williams got a touchdown. They got a 2-point conversion, and that was it. 39-36. Cleveland wins. 510 yards, perfect in the red zone with 1 field goal. Seattle was also perfect, 361, 3 touchdowns on 3 trips to the red zone. We had 15 penalties in the game, 60 plays called by Cleveland, 43 by Seattle. And we'll look at the player stats. Plum, the best passing game, although they were both good today. Plum and Russell Wilson. 312 yards for Plum, a 21 for 26, a phenomenal completion percentage, 4 touchdowns. Jim Brown, his usual stellar self, 23 carries, 142 yards. Winslow was the high receiver, 8 for 130. And the leading defender, as I always like to show you, was Dave Brown of Seattle at 10. So that wraps up the regular season. San Diego at 9-7 becomes the. Oh, what happened? My game crashed. Hang on, folks. I don't know what happened there. I will show you again what happened. Sorry, folks. Let me show you this screen until I get you back up. Talk about things that happen sometimes when you're doing these games. Well, that was fun. Now we're back up, I hope. San Diego is 9-7. They did not play Denver in the regular season, so it went to net points, and San Diego had 37 points net, plus 37, and Denver was just plus 3. That's why they get into the playoffs. So in the West, it'll be San Francisco and San Diego, Kansas City traveling to Los Angeles in the Western semis. This now finalizes what happens in the North. Cleveland is the 3 seed based on net points. They have a plus 71, and Minnesota with plus 16. Cleveland and Minnesota do not play each other this year. So it's Green Bay, the 1 seed. They play Minnesota. Baltimore is the 2 seed. They play Cleveland. Baltimore and Cleveland will be the first playoff game we do. And I'll show you again the recap show. We do this at 6:30 before the first playoff game. We will recap what has happened in the regular season, give you the final statistical leaders, and show you the playoff pairings, although I have been mentioning them a few times here. And preview the playoffs. That's Monday, December 21st at 6:30. So I hope you've enjoyed the regular season and this game that has gone some 56 minutes and change. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. Hope you all have a good weekend. Godspeed and God bless. We do it all again soon, I hope. Bye-bye for now, everybody.